Hello students, hello viewers, welcome to Senior College Mathematics. Topic of discussion is number-based system. If you are in senior college, you are preparing for WAEC, for NECO, for GC, for NAPTEP, for JAMB, or any other external or entrance examinations into high school, this topic, this lesson is for you. Lesson 8, Equations in Number Bases. Examples: find the unknown letter in the following equations in number bases. Example 39. You have 101 base s equal to 17 base 10. One thing we do in equations in number bases is to ensure that both sides are in base 10. In this example, the right hand side is already in base 10, but the left is not. So you convert the left hand side to base 10, and that is continuous multiplication by power expansion, where you use the base s to multiply each digit and you attach the position value to the base. So for digit 1, the position is 0, digit 0 is 1, and the second one, the position is 2. So you multiply 1 by s to the power of 2 plus 0 times s to the power of 1 plus 1 times 0 plus 1 times s to the power of 0 equal to 17. 1 times s square is s square. This term becomes 0. S power 0 is 1. 1 times 1. So you have plus 1 equal to 17. If you collect like terms by transferring plus 1 to the right hand side, you have s squared equal to 17 minus 1. This implies that s squared is equal to 16. To get s, you take the square root of both sides. And when we are doing that in the context of quadratic equation, it is always plus minus. You know, when the power is 2, you have quadratic, and it means you should have 2 roots. For us to get that 2 roots, we always attach plus minus when you are taking the square root of the rational number. So if you take the square root of 16, you have plus minus 4. The base s cannot be negative, hence we take 4. What this means is that if you convert 101 base 4 to base 10, it will give 17 base 10. That is the meaning. Example 40, you have 34 base s equal to 22 base 10. We need to convert the left hand side to base 10, and that is simple. You multiply 3 by s to the power of 1, because the position of 3 is 1, plus 4 times s to the power of 0 equal to 22. S power 1 is s. S times 3, you have 3s. S power 0 is 1. 1 times 4, you have plus 4 equal to 22. You collect like terms by transferring plus 4 to the right hand side. So 3s is equal to 22 minus 4, and that is 18. To get 3, to get s from 3s, you want to solve for s, you need s to stand alone. What you do is that you divide both sides by 3. So s is equal to 18 divided by 3, and that is 6. That is the value of s. Example 41. Find the number in base n for which 3, 1, 2 base 4 plus 5, 2 base n equal to 96 base 10. The same approach whereby the left hand side needs to be converted to base 10 to match with the right hand side. We take the first number in the left hand side, you multiply each digit by 4, and you attach the position value of 0 to base 4, 1 and 2 for the respective digit. So we have 3 times 4 power 2 plus 1 times 4 power 1 plus 2 times 4 power 0. 2 times 4 square, that 3 times 4 square, that is 3 times 16. You have 48 plus 1 times 4 power 1, that is 4, plus 2 times 4 power 0, which means 2 times 1, you have 2. When you add together, you have 54 base 10. The second number is 5, 2 base n. You multiply 5 by n to the power of 1 because the position value of 5 is 1, plus 2 times n power 0. N power 1 is n, so n times 5, you have 5n. N power 0 is 1. 1 times 2, you have plus 2, all in base 10. So you write everything and equate it to the right hand side. So this is the value for 3, 1, 2 base 4, now in base 10, plus the value for 5, 2 base n, now in base 10. You equate it to the right hand side. If you open the bracket, you have 54 plus 5n plus 2 equal to 96. You have 5n. You add the constants, 54 plus 52, that is plus 56 equal to 96. You transfer the constant term plus 56 to the right hand side. You have 5n equal to 96 minus 56, that is equal to 40. To get n, divide both sides by 5. So n is equal to 40 divided by 5, and that is 8. The value of n. Hello. Example 42. Given that 2, 3, 1 base n minus 1, 4, 3 base n equal to 4, 4 base n. Find the number base n. In this equation, you need to convert all the sides to base 10 to base 10, because we are giving all in base n. You cannot work with it until you express the left hand side and the right hand side in base 10. For this number, the position of 1 is 0, 3 is 1, 2 is 2. Here, the position of 3 is 0, 4 is 1, the 1 is 2. The right hand side, you have 0 and 1. So you expand. So you have 2 times n power 2 plus 3 times n power 1 plus 1 times n power 0. What you have done now is converting this to base 10. Then you take this, because there's minus in between, you put it in bracket, where you have 1 times n power 2 plus 4 times n power 1 plus 3 times n power 0. Now you move to the right hand side, where you have 4 times n power 1 plus 4 times n power 0. We come here, 2 times n power 2, that is 2n squared, plus 3 times n power 1, that is 3n, 1 times n power 0, which means 1 times 1, that is plus 1. We have minus, bracket open, 1 times n power 2, that is n squared, plus 4 times n power 1, you have 4n, plus 3 times n power 0, which means 3 times 1, that is plus 3. The right hand side, 4 times n power 1, you have 4n plus 4 times n power 0, which means 4 times 1, that is 4. We open the bracket with the minus sign, so we have 2n squared plus 3n plus 1. Minus times n squared, you have minus n squared, minus times plus 4n, you have minus 4n, minus times plus 3, you have minus 3. The power of 2 attached to n means we are likely going to have a quadratic equation. For us to solve it, the right hand side needs to be 0. For that, we have to transfer these two terms to the left hand side. If you transfer plus 4n, you have minus 4n. You transfer plus 4, you have minus 4 equal to 0. We add like terms, 2n squared minus n squared, that is 1n squared, written as n squared. We have plus 3n minus 4n, that is minus 1n, minus 4n again, you have minus 5n. The constants, plus 1 minus 3 is minus 2, minus 4, you have minus 6 equal to 0. So the result is a quadratic equation which we need to factorize. When factorizing, you look for two factors of the constant term 6, such that the sum is minus 5 in n, that is the middle term, and the product is minus 6. Such factors are minus 6 plus 1. Minus 6 plus 1 is minus 5. When added, minus 6 times plus 1 is minus 6 when multiplied. So the two factors you express them in n so that they can replace the middle term in this form. So you have n squared minus 6n plus n minus 6 equal to 0. The purpose is to have 4 terms which you group in twos. The first 2 terms, n squared minus 6n in one group, plus the last 2 terms, n minus 6 in the other group. Ensure that you separate the 2 groups with a plus sign. From the first group, n is common. You factor out n and use n to divide through the group. That is, you divide n squared minus 6n by n, and you have n minus 6. For the second group, nothing is common, and as such, you factor out 1, and you have the same thing, n minus 6. At this point, you notice that the 2 brackets are the same, and it's always like that. It follows that n minus 6 is common. When you factor it out again, you are left with n and plus 1, which forms the second term. You equate each term to 0. That is, n minus 6 equal to 0, or n plus 1 equal to 0. You solve the linear equations by transferring minus 6 and plus 1 to the right hand side respectively, and that gives n equal to 6 or minus 1. N cannot be negative, so n is equal to 6. That is the required base number. Example 43. If 11001 base 10 is equal to 2s plus 1, find the value of s. The right hand side is already in base 10. To proceed, we need to convert the left hand side to base 10, and the left hand side is 11001 base 10. Let's attach the position values. So you have 0 followed by 1, the next is 2, the next is 3, and the last is 4. You multiply each digit by base 2 and you attach the place values to them. So 1 times 2 power 4 plus 1 times 2 power 3 plus 0 times 2 power 2 plus 0 times 2 power 1 plus 1 times 2 power 0. So we have 1 times 16 because 2 power 4 is 16, plus 1 times 8. 2 power 3 is 8. This term is 0 and this is 0. That is okay. So we still have 0 times 4 for 2 square, 0 times 2, then 1 times 1 because 2 power 0 is 1. So we have 16 plus 8 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1, and that is 25 base 10. We replace the left hand side with 25 and equate it to the right hand side. So this is the left hand side and the right hand side. So we replace the left hand side with 25 equal to 2s plus 1. So let's collect like terms. The best option here is to transfer plus 1 to the left hand side. So you have 25 minus 1 equal to 2s, and that is 24 equal to 2s. dividing both sides by 2, the coefficient of s gives s equal to 24 divided by 2, and that is 12. So 12 is the value of s. Example 44. Obtain the number bases s and y from the following simultaneous equations: 25 base s minus 23 base y equal to 6 base 10, and 34 base s plus 32 base y equal to 36 base 10. So we write the two equations and label them equation 1 and 2 respectively. We need to convert the left hand side of both equations to base 10. Considering equation 1, the first term there is 25 base s. So you have 2 times s power 1. Position of 2 there is 1, plus 5 times s power 0. That is 2s plus 5, all in base 10. The second term in equation 1 is 23 base y. So you have 2 times y power 1. The position value of 2 is 1, plus 3 times y power 0, and that is 2y plus 3 to the power of 10. So we write equation 1 in base 10 as 2s plus 5 base 10, the equivalent of 25 base s now, minus 2y plus 3 in base 10, the equivalent of 23 base y equal to 6 base 10. If you open the brackets, you have 2s plus 5 minus times 2y minus 2y minus times plus 3. You have minus 3 equal to 6. So we have 2s minus 2y equal to, you have plus 5 minus 3 is plus 2. When you transfer it to the right hand side, it becomes minus 2. So you equate the left hand side to 6 minus 2. So we have 2s minus 2y equal to 4. 2 is common. If you divide through by 2, you have s minus y equal to 2. So let's call that equation 3. So equation 1 produce equation 3. Let us proceed by considering equation 2 and converting the left hand side to base 10. Hello. Considering equation 2, the first term there is 34 base s. So the position 0, 1. The second term 32 base y. Position 0 and 1. Back to the first term, where you have 3 times s power 1 plus 4 times s power 0. That results to 3s plus 4 in base 10. The second term, you have 3 times y power 1 plus 2 times y power 0. That results to 3y plus 2 base 10. Base 10. We write the second equation in terms of base 10 as 3s plus 4 base 10, the equivalent of 34 base s, plus 3y plus 2 base 10, the equivalent of 32 base y, equal to 36 base 10. If you open the brackets, you have 3s plus 4 plus 3y plus 2 equal to 36. So you have 3s plus 3y, the constants, plus 2 plus 4, or plus 4 plus 2 is plus 6. When you transfer it to the right hand side, it becomes minus 6. So you have 3s plus 2y, 3s plus 3y equal to 36 minus 6. It follows that 3s plus 3y is equal to 30. Divide through by 3, you have s plus y equal to 10. You call that equation 4. Now we solve equations 3 and 4 simultaneously. So we have equations 3 and 4. I want to use the elimination method and eliminate variable y. Variable y have the same coefficient in both equations, that is 1 and 1. The sign is opposite, plus and minus in both equations. So you need to add when the signs are opposite for you to eliminate it. So s plus s, you have 2s minus y plus y is 0. 2 plus 10 is 12. Divide both sides by 2 to get s. So s is equal to 12 divided by 2, and that is 6. To get y, you substitute s equal to 6 into equation 3 or 4. But we are using equation 3, which is s minus y equal to 2. You replace s with 6 minus y equal to 2. The best option here is to transfer minus y to the right hand side. It becomes positive, and transfer plus 2 to the left hand side becomes negative. So you have 6 minus 2 equal to y. It implies that y is equal to 4. Therefore, s is equal to 6 and y is equal to 4. Hello. Example 45, given that 23 base s minus 32 base y is equal to p base 10, where s and y are number bases. Express s in terms of p and y. What it means is that you solve for s in terms of p and y. What we need to do here is to convert the left hand side 23 base s, 32 base y to base 10. Following from previous example, you have 2s plus 3 base 10, the equivalent of 23 base s, minus 3y plus 2 base 10, the equivalent of 32 base y, equal to p base 10. We have two terms coming after a minus sign. You put them in bracket and use the minus sign to open the bracket. So you have 2s plus 3y, 2s plus 3 minus times 3y, that is minus 3y, minus times plus 2, you have minus 2 equal to p. So we have 2s minus 3y, you take plus 3 minus 2 is plus 1 equal to p. We first get the result in terms of 2s by transferring minus 3y plus 1 to the right hand side. So 2s is equal to p plus 3y minus 1. To get s, divide both sides by 2. So s is equal to p plus 3y minus 1 divide by 2. That is the value of s in terms of p and y as the question required. Example 46. State which is the biggest of the numbers 1, 6, 3, 6, 3 base 8 or 1e 5a base 16. To do that, you need to ensure that the bases are the same. So you can only convert them to a common base 10. So you convert the first number in base 8 to base 10, and that is 7, 4, 1, 1 base 10. You convert the second number in base 16 to base 10 as well, and that is 7, 7, 7, 0 base 10. Clearly, the second result is the biggest. It follows that 1e 5a base 16 is the biggest of the numbers. Hello. Example 47. Find n if 132 base n is equal to 70 base 8. Here you convert both bases to base 10. The first number is 132 base n. Here the position is 0, 1 and 2. So you have 1 times n power 2 plus 3 times n power 1 plus 2 times n power 0, which result to n squared plus 3n plus 2. The right hand side, you have 7 times 8 power 1. The position of 7 is 1 and 0 is 0. Then followed by plus 0 times 8 power 0. This term becomes 0. So you have 7 times 8 power 1, and that is 56. So you equate both sides. This is the result for the first side and the second side. Clearly, you have quadratic, and for us to factorize, the right hand side needs to be 0. So you have to transfer 56 to the left hand side. So you have n squared plus 3n plus 2 minus 56. After transferring it, that becomes minus 54 equal to 0. So you factorize. To factorize, you look for two factors of 54 whose sum is the middle term plus 3 in n, and the product is minus 54. To get the 3n, you simply attach n to the factors, and such factors are plus 9 minus 6. When you attach n, it becomes plus 9n minus 6n in this form. Then you have n squared and minus 54 as well. The purpose is to have 4 terms so that you can group them in twos So you have n squared plus 9n in the first group plus the second group minus 6n minus 54. Ensure that you separate the two groups with a plus sign to avoid confusion. From the first group, n is common. If you factor it out and divide through by n, you have n plus 9. The first term needs to be positive. For that, you factor out minus first. Between 6 and 54, 6 is common, so you have minus 6 is out. You divide through by minus 6. You divide minus 6n by minus 6, you have plus n. You divide minus 54 by minus 6, and that is plus 9 equal to 0. Clearly, n plus 6, n plus 9 is common. You factor it out, you are left with n minus 6 that forms the second term. You equate everything to 0, so you have n minus 6 in bracket, n plus 9 in bracket equal to 0. You equate each term to 0 such that n minus 6 is equal to 0, or n plus 9 is equal to 0. If you solve the linear equation, you have n minus 6 or minus 9. When you transfer minus 6 and plus 9 to the right hand side, you have n equal to 6 or minus 9. N cannot be negative, so n is equal to 6. Hello. End of equation. End of lesson 8. Thanks for watching and learning. Don't forget, watch out for more from the voice of Petakus. Lastly, if you are not safe, your life is in crisis. To avoid that, you give your life to the one that can save you, and that is the Lord Jesus Christ, and you confess him as your Lord and personal Savior every day of your life. If you are saved already, congratulations. Live righteously and be prepared, because on the last day, some will be taken and some will be led. Take good care of yourself. Stay out of trouble. Study your books. Do the needful at all times. Flee every appearance of evil. Don't defraud others to make money. Use your hands and your brain to work genuinely and legally, and the Lord will bless you. Goodbye.